Ghost frequency. I feel it when the room goes still. Something in the signal climbing up the hill. Every radio has a channel no one names. Ghost frequency, it always sounds the same. Familiar and foreign, and a little out of reach. Like a word you know the meaning of, but never had to teach. Ghost frequency, you're broadcasting tonight. Something between wrong and almost right.
I've been searching through the static for a clean transmission, something that aligns with where I'm at in my condition. Somewhere between restless and the feeling of a ride, between the life I'm building and the one I barely survived. Grew up in the house where the television stayed on low, background radiation from a world you didn't know. Every program was a promise, every channel was a door you could step through if you figured out what any of it's for. Now I'm older and the options have expanded to a flood, every signal overlapping with another in the mud. Hard to hear the frequency beneath the modern noise, hard to find a signal underneath the static in the voice. But late at night, when everything is quiet and the town stops performing for itself, I pick the ghost frequency down. Ghost frequency, I feel it when the room goes still. Something in the signal climbing up the hill. Every radio has a channel no one names. Ghost frequency, it always sounds the same. Familiar and foreign and a little out of reach. Like a word you know the meaning of, but never had to teach. Ghost frequency, you're broadcasting tonight. Something between wrong and almost right. My father had a short wave in the corner of the den, spent his evenings turning dial, slowly now and then. Said the stations out there, nobody listed in the guide. Said the best transmissions always came from somewhere deep inside. I didn't understand until I hit my middle years, until I started sorting through the noise with different ears. Not looking for a program, not looking for a hit, just looking for the signal that explains a little bit about the kind of person you were always gonna be. If the world had let you wander close enough to see the frequency that carried you from somewhere far away, the one that keeps on broadcasting regardless of the day. Those frequencies, older than the medium itself. It was there before the towers and the satellites and shell. Those frequencies, I feel it when the room goes still. Something in the signal climbing up the hill. Every radio has a channel no one names. Those frequencies, it always sounds the same. Familiar and foreign and a little out of reach. Like a word you know the meaning of, but never had to teach. Ghost frequency, you're broadcasting tonight. Sir, some nights I drive out past the last suburb to the edge, where the light pollution stares and you can stand out on the ledge of something that resembles open sky and open plain. And I point the antenna up and let it search again. Yeah. Through the spectrum of the things I never fully understood, through the wavelengths of the choices where the outcomes weren't that good, through the frequencies I jammed when I was scared to let them in, the ghost transmission of the person I was supposed to have been. It comes in clear sometimes between the traffic and the doubt, a signal from myself that didn't edit itself out. And I hold it for a moment in the antennae of my chest, before the city fills back in with all its noise and unrest. Ghost frequency, keep broadcasting please. I'm out here in the static, trying hard to receive. The medium keeps changing, but the signal stays the same. Every new technology just gives a ghost a different name. It was vinyl tape and shortwave, now it lives somewhere in the cloud. But the frequency beneath it all still broadcasts clear and loud to anyone who quiets enough to hear. Ghost frequency, this is your receiver calling in, still searching for the channel where it all begins. Ghost frequency, still here. Ghost frequency, I hear you broadcasting from somewhere.
frequency, I'm near you. Yeah. Yeah. We live by neon doctrine, written in the light. Rules you only learn by living through the night. Every block a classroom, every corner a degree. The city taught me everything, they couldn't teach me free.
Neon doctrine, flashing code in red and gold. Passed down through the speakers, not a story to be told. You breathe it and you feel it, and you carry it along.
The neon doctrine keeps you moving, keeps you strong.
Grew up where the street lamps make the asphalt glow, where the bass from passing cars will let you know somebody on the block was celebrating something real. Couldn't see it, but you always felt the feel. Mama said get home before the lights come on. By light she meant the red and blue, not the orange dawn. We decoded everything that wasn't taught in school. The way you hold yourself, the protocol, the unspoken rules. Say let's move smart, protect what matters most. Water down the bravado when it's time to coast. Keep a solid circle, lean on what is true. Watch how people act before you let them in your crew. That's not something written in the textbook anywhere. It lives inside the moments and the people who are there.
Written in the light, written in the light. Rules you only learn by living through the night. Every block a classroom, every corner a degree. The city taught me everything, the city taught me everything. They couldn't teach me free.
Yeah, neon doctrine, flashing code in red and gold. Passed down through the speakers, not a story to be told. You breathe it and you feel it, and you carry it along.
The neon doctrine keeps you moving, keeps you free.
Friday night, the boulevard is running full capacity. Every lowrider gleaming with a practice kind of majesty. This is not performance, this is culture on display. A congregation, nobody told you to convene today. OGs posted up with that quiet kind of pride. Young ones on the curb, just absorbing every side of the pageant and the power and the beauty and the grind. This is the curriculum that's storing in their mind. Somebody turns the volume up, the bass drops hard. Whole block responding like a single strong chord. I've been in concert halls and galleries uptown. Nothing hit me harder than the sound underground. Neon doctrine isn't academic, it's alive. It's the reason people hold on, it's the reason that we thrive.
Neon doctrine, written in the light, written in the light. Rules you only learn by living through the night, living through the night. Every block a classroom, every corner a degree. The city taught me everything, the city taught me everything. They couldn't teach me free.
Neon doctrine isn't mine alone to keep. It belongs to everyone who ever lost their sleep, working for a morning that they couldn't guarantee. That's the real foundation of the West Coast Creed. Still broadcasting,
still broadcasting, still alive.
The neon doctrine
keeping us alive.
Every verse a listen,
every hook a guide.
Yeah, neon doctrine
always on inside.
Yeah, still broadcasting,
still alive.
The neon doctrine keeping us alive.
Every verse a lesson, every hook a guide.
Neon doctrine
always on inside.
Yeah.
Between the stations where the signal fades, that's where I've been living lately. Velvet static on the late night dial, warm and scratchy, beautiful and mild. The sound between the songs where nothing plays, but everything still lingers, somehow stays. Velvet static pull me into sleep, but the frequency too far, too deep to name a frame or hold inside a word. The most important thing I've ever heard. Oh, cassette rewind 1,000 times, tape deck chewing through the favorite lines. didn't matter that it sounded worn. Every little flaw made it feel more yours. Used to fall asleep with headphones on, wake up in the middle of a half-forgotten song. Couldn't tell you what the lyrics said, but the melody lives somewhere in my head. Like a color you can't find a name for quite. Something between purple and the feel of night, between awake and dreaming in that borderland, where things make sense without you understand. And that's where velvet static lives and breathes. Between the notes the room can barely reach. Velvet static on the late night dial, warm and scratchy, beautiful. Numb and scratchy, beautiful and mild. The sound between the songs where nothing plays, and everything still lingers, somehow stays. Yeah, Grandma kept the radio on all day. Same two stations cycling anyway. Not for information, not for news, just to feel the silence with her something to use. Presence in a room when rooms feel too empty. Ambient reminder that the world keeps moving gently. I inherited that habit and I'm not ashamed of keeping something playing low without a name. Just the velvet static of a life in motion, the soft percussion of a quiet devotion. I don't need perfect clarity to feel. Sometimes the warmth of imperfection makes it real. A crisp recording is a photograph, but static is the whole film reel. Every crackle is a timestamp, every hit's a memory in the texture of the medium. The feeling that is served. Late night drives with the volume turned down low, barely audible, just enough to know that someone somewhere once felt this exact way. Put it in a song so it could find me today. That's the miracle of recorded sound, lost and then discovered and then lost and found. A stranger's voice 1,000 miles away, arriving in your chest on a Tuesday. Something clicks and suddenly you're less alone than you were before the dial found its home. On a station you would never try before, just one turn away from something you were looking for. Velvet static in the spaces in between. The realest thing I've heard, the realest thing I've seen. Velvet static on the late night dial, warm and scratchy, beautiful and mild. And scratchy, beautiful and mild. The sound between the songs where nothing plays, but everything still lingers, somehow stays. Velvet static pull me into sleep. All the frequencies too far, too deep to name or frame or hold inside a word. The most important thing I've ever heard. Static like a blanket, static like a hug. Velvet all the way down, warm and snug. Keep it spinning, keep the signal low. Velvet static everywhere I go. We wear our paper crowns like they were made of gold, fragile in the rain, but beautiful to hold. Yeah. She came up from the flats with a notebook full of plans, calligraphy on napkins written with uncertain hands. Every application, every audition, every door. She knocked until her knuckles bled, then knocked a little more. I met her at a coffee shop, she had 2 jobs back then. Said I know the way this goes, but I'm not giving in. There's a version of the story where the girl gets tired,
where the city takes the shimmer off and leaves the girl retired. But she'd seen too many mornings coming up over the roof to believe that what you're chasing isn't somewhere close to truth. So she carried her ambition like a crown made out of paper. Something precious, something fragile, something built to come back later. We wear our paper crowns like they were made of gold, fragile in the rain, but beautiful to hold. Paper crown, don't let the weather make you fold. Every dream you carry is a story to be told. Paper crown doesn't have to last forever to be real. The most important things you own are mostly what you feel. Paper crown, she's wearing hers with pride. Layla singing softly to the girl she left inside. Paper crown still shining through the gray. Some things only look like they're in your way. I remember when they told me keep it practical, son. Find a stable lane and lead a dream into someone with a safety net to catch them if the high wire breaks. I heard him, but I weighed the cost against the stakes because the practical advice was built for average men. Not for those of us who couldn't fit the mold back then. Layla knows this feeling, knows the doubt that settles in. The way the city whispers you were never gonna win. But she found a microphone and sang until it rang. Found a frequency the ordinary couldn't contain. Now they want a piece of what she built on penny pride, on paper crowns, on midnight shifts and swallowing her stride. Paper crown, don't let the weather make you fold. Every dream you carry is a story to be told. Doesn't have to last forever to be real. The most important things you own are mostly what you feel. She's wearing hers with pride. Layla singing softly to the girl she left inside. Paper crown still shining through the gray. Some things only look like they're in your way. Two paper crowns, two different kinds of loss. Two different ways of counting up the cost. Same city, different angles on the dream. Nothing's ever quite as far as it might seem. When you're standing at the bottom looking up the hill, you can't see what the view is like, but you can feel the wheel that pushes people up. But when the logic says stay down, that's how you turn a paper crown into a real one. So now we sit on rooftops where we used to just look up. Different conversation, but the same ceramic cup. Same city and it's older and we're older too. But the crown still fits if you know how to wear it through. The rain is coming and the wind is on the way. The paper doesn't last, but what it stands for always stays. Layla hums the melody she wrote at 23. Still believe in paper crowns, she says, and so do we. Paper crowns, don't let the weather make you fold. Every dream you carry is a story to be told. Doesn't have to last forever to be real. The most important things you own are mostly what you feel. She's wearing hers with pride. Layla singing softly to the girl she left inside. Paper crown still shining through the gray. Some things only look like they're in your way. Paper crowns, we're wearing them tonight. Fragile, beautiful, and catching all the light. Layla's voice, the city and the climb. Paper crowns, holding up just fine. Sun-baked asphalt, where we used to meet. Burning rubber smelling in bare concrete. Left the ring on the table where your coffee sat. Never thought I'd be the one to circle back. I was 22 and thought I knew it all. Caught the westbound train and watched the city fall. Behind me in the glass like a photograph. Cropped at the edges, left a better half. All the things I said while standing in the driveway, like the engine running low to California night. Now the street looks different, but the feeling stays. The copper color haze through the summer days, hanging in the air like something incomplete.
the ghost of every footstep on that concrete. Copper residue on everything we touch, amber tinted memories I carry long enough. Can't wash it off the pavement, can't sand it from the wall. The color of a moment just before the fall. Copper residue stains a certain way, goes deeper than the surface, doesn't ever fade away. There's a corner store that kept the same green sign, duct tape on the door handle circa 89. Old man Taurus kept the broom behind the glass, say good morning every time without me ever asking. That's the kind of thing you don't appreciate until you're halfway down the freeway running late for something that don't matter in the big design, just a job or rent check in the bottom line. I used to sit on rooftops watching city lights, pretend the yellow glow was mine on certain nights, draw a map of everywhere I plan to go, but the ink dried up before the compass showed. I was leaving traces I could not erase, the imprint of belonging in a nameless place. Copper residue on everything we touch, every tinted memories I've carried long enough. Can't wash it off the page, can't sand it from the wall, can't sand it from the wall. Color of a moment, color of a moment, just before the fall. Copper residue, it stains a certain way, goes deeper than the surface, doesn't ever fade away. Maybe residue is just another word for love, for everything you poured out and can never get enough. Oxidizing beautiful and honest in this glow, not to shine as something new but what remains below. I'm not trying to remove it anymore, it's etched into the texture of this corridor, between the life I'm living and the one that came before. Yeah. Drove through yesterday for the very first time, took the long way home on a Tuesday night. Notice how the telephone pole still leans, same angle to the left if you know what I mean. Parked beside the laundromat and killed the lights, watched the tumbling clothes through the glass for a while. Thought about momentum and the way things spin, how you always end up where you started from again. Not the same but rhyming with the version back then, like a second coat of paint on the cinder block wall. You can still see what was written underneath it all. Copper letters burning through the white, somebody's name, or maybe just a year, some kind of proof that something real was here. Copper residue on everything we touch, amber tinted memories I carry long enough. Can't wash it off the pavement, can't sand it from the wall. The color of a moment just before the fall, just before the fall. Copper residue, it stains a certain way, goes deeper than the surface, doesn't ever fade. Still here, still warm, still something like alive. Copper in the corners where the memories survive. Not a wound, not a scar, just a signature in time. The residue of living, and it suits me fine. Something underneath the surface always keeps on running. Can't see it from the outside, but you know it's there by something. In the way a person moves, the way they hold a room, the
quiet kind of power in the eye of an assume. Stillness that's not stillness, that's a turbine set too low. The soft machinery of everything they know. Some people have it early, some grow into it late. Some never find a switch and spend their whole lives at the gate. I watch the ones who haven't moved with minimal display. They never need to raise their voice to have the final say, because the energy they're working with is older than the noise. The soft machinery humming underneath the poise. The soft machinery keeps on turning in the deep. The part of you that's working even when you're fast asleep. Every gear precisely calibrated to the light. The soft machinery cuts through everything like a knife. Can't hear it, can't see it, but you feel it when it's near. The soft machinery is the thing that got you here. Don't force it, don't rush it, let the mechanism run. The soft machinery gets it done. My grandmother could fix anything with 2 hands and a thought. Didn't need to read a manual, didn't need to be taught. Understood intuitively how systems interlock, how the friction and the tension and the timing had to clock together into something functional and beautiful and true. She called it common sense, I call it something I pursue with considerably more effort and considerably less grace. She had calibrated decades, I have barely found a place where intuition meets intention and the work begins, where the overhead drops off and something just begins to move of its own accord, like water finding level. The soft machinery working on the gravel. The soft machinery keeps on turning in the deep. The part of you that's working, part of you that's working even when you're fast asleep. Every gear precisely calibrated to the light. The soft machinery cuts through everything like a knife. Can't hear it, can't see it, but you feel it when it's near. But you feel it when it's near. It's the thing that got you here. Don't force it, don't rush it, let the mechanism run. The soft machinery gets it done. You can't build it in a week and you can't order it online. Takes the kind of living that unfolds along a line that doesn't run in straight directions, doesn't follow any map, just accumulates in layers like a sediment on tap. Decade after decade pressing down into the stone until what's left is something dense and singular, your own. Soft machinery, unique to what you've been, the engine of the person that you're still becoming. Late afternoon, the light comes through at just the right degree. Something clicks inside me like I'm finally running free. Not the kind of free that needs an audience or proof, just the quiet hum of alignment underneath the roof of whatever moment I'm existing in that day. Soft machinery engaging in its way. I don't question it, I let it do its thing. Tighten up my grip and then release and feel it sing through the bones and in the motion, through the motion into art, through the art and back to quiet, back to where it all starts. And the mechanism built from every day you didn't quit. The soft machinery, the most important part of it. The soft machinery keeps on turning in the deep. The part of you that's working even when you're fast asleep. Every gear precisely calibrated to the light. The soft machinery cuts through everything like a knife. Can't hear it, can't see it, but you feel it when it's near. But you feel it when it's near. The soft machinery is the thing that got you here. Don't force it, don't rush it, let
soft machinery gets it done. Still running, still turning, still true. The soft machinery is you. Keep it oil, keep it honest, keep it clear. The soft machinery always near. Something underneath the surface always keeps on running. Can't see it from the outside, but you know it's there by something. In the way a person moves, the way they hold a room. The quiet kind of power in the eye of an assume. Stillness that's not stillness, that's a turbine set too low. The soft machinery of everything they know. Some people have it early, some grow into it late. Some never find the switch and spend their whole lives at the gate. I watch the ones who have it move with minimal display. They never need to raise the voice to have the final say, because the energy they're working with is older than the noise. The soft machinery humming underneath the voice. The soft machinery keeps on turning in the deep. The part of you that's working even when you're fast asleep. Oh, every gear precisely calibrated to the light. The soft machinery cuts through everything like a knife. Can't hear it, can't see it, but you feel it when it's near. The soft machinery is the thing that got you here. Don't force it, don't rush it, let the mechanism run. The soft machinery gets it done. My grandmother could fix anything with 2 hands and a thought. Didn't need to read a manual, didn't need to be taught. Understood intuitively how systems interlock, how the friction. We borrow time from nobody asked, and build a whole life on the map. We mapped a different course. Everything we had, we got without a source. No inheritance, no blueprint, no guarantee. Just borrow latitude and who we chose to be. Nia says the margin is the only place she's known, where the borrowed and the built become your own. Borrowed latitude, we figured out the rest. Took the unmarked road and passed our own test. Yeah, I didn't come from money, didn't come from name. Came from a zip code with a different kind of claim, where the latitude was borrowed from the future we create, where every shortcut led to longer roads, but we could wait. Yeah. Learn to read the weather, learn to work the seams between the what is possible and what it sometimes seems. For those who only see the surface of the game, not the borrowed latitude that got us to our name. Nia grew up 3 blocks over different situations, same philosophy of making something out of borrowed frame. We found each other at the crossroads of the grind, 2 people reading maps that weren't designed for our kind. Borrowed latitude, we mapped a different course. Everything we had, we got without a source. No inheritance, no blueprint, no guarantee. Just borrow latitude and who we chose to be. Nia says the margin is the only place she's known, where the borrowed and the built become your own. Borrow latitude, we figured out the rest. Just an unmarked road and past our own.
She told me once the thing that scares her most isn't failure. It's the version of herself that settles for whatever's available. The one who stops at good enough and calls it done. Who trades the borrowed latitude for something mediocre one. I told her I understood, I seen that version in the mirror. The one who almost made peace with a life that wasn't clearer than a foggy morning on the freeway going slow. When you know where you are going but you can't quite see the road. So we made a pact in the borrowed hours of the week to keep the latitude alive, to always have to seek the edge of what we knew we could do and push a little past, to make the borrowed into something built to last.
Borrowed doesn't mean it isn't yours.
The debt you owe is just a choice to keep the door
open to the version you were always meant to find.
Borrowed latitude, the freedom of the undecided mind. We took the unmapped territory, made it home. Every risk we took together wasn't risk alone.
Latitude, the space between the fixed and free.
The borrowed space that let us finally see. Now the kids on our block watch us the way we watched before, the way we studied everybody who walked through that door before us with that borrowed latitude intact. With a generation now that's handing something back. Not the money and the access, though we're working on that too, but the borrowed latitude philosophy of following through and mapping your own meridian and trusting what you find, of building what you need from what you left behind. Nia sings it better than I ever could explain. The borrowed latitude inside the joy, inside the pain, inside the choosing of the life you wanna live. The borrowed latitude you spent so you have more to give.
Borrowed latitude, we mapped a different course. Everything we had, we got without a source.
No inheritance,
no blueprint, no guarantee. Just borrowed latitude
and who we chose to be. Nia says the margin is the only place she's known,
where the borrowed and the built become your own. Borrowed latitude, we figured out the rest. Just the unmarked road and past our own test.
Still borrowed,
still building, still free.
Borrowed latitude is you and me.
Map the margin, claim the unmarked space.
Borrowed latitude,
our only grace.
I've been doing the math, adding up the choices down to aftermath, subtracting what I wanted from the what I got. Smoke arithmetic, it's all I got. Every calculation comes up beautiful and strange. The numbers never balance, but they stay within the range of something that resembles what I set out to be. Smoke arithmetic is the only algebra for me. Broke it down on the napkin at a booth in the diner. Could've gone a different way, could've been a lot finer, a lot cleaner, a lot straighter, a lot less of the smoke. But the clean lines didn't fit me and the straight ones always broke. So I learned to work with vapor, learn to calculate with haze. Learn that not all answers come in measurable days. Some solutions dissolve before you even write them down. Some equations only work on moving ground. I've been calculating everything from some years ago. Everything I added to the pile, everything I lacked, the math of who I was before the math of who I'm here. Smoke arithmetic, the numbers getting clear. Smoke arithmetic, I've been doing the math, adding up the choices down to aftermath, subtracting what I wanted from the what I got. Smoke arithmetic, it's all I got. Every calculation comes up beautiful and strange. The numbers never balance, but they stay within the range of something that resembles what I set out to be. Smoke arithmetic is the only algebra for me. Some people keep their ledgers clean, keep every figure tight, keep the columns separated and the totals always right. Nothing wrong with that precision, nothing wrong with the clear. I just work in a different medium and it's fine right here. In the smoke where things are possible before they solidify, where the variables are open and the ceiling is the sky. The arithmetic of almost and the math are not quite yet. The compound interest of the things I haven't done with yet. I've been calculating patience like a long investment, watching what the principle becomes with every lesson, every failure adding to the sum in ways I didn't plan. Smoke arithmetic, revealing who I am. Smoke arithmetic, I've been doing the math, adding up the choices down the aftermath, subtracting what I wanted from the what I got. Smoke arithmetic, it's all I got. Every calculation comes up beautiful and strange. The numbers never balance, but they stay within the range of something that resembles what I set out to be. Smoke arithmetic is the only algebra, yeah, for me. Late night driving, doing smoke arithmetic in my head, running every number from the living and the dead, ends of things and beginnings of things and all the middle ground. The coefficient of the silence and the dividend of saying what it costs to leave and what it costs to stay, what the interest rate is on a thrown away day, what the depreciation curve looks like on regret, the amortization table of a dream that isn't dead. You're just deferred and accruing in the background of the grind. Smoke arithmetic, the mathematics of the mind when the concrete facts don't add up and the logic has a gap. Smoke arithmetic fills it in and bridges up the map. Some say the numbers lie, but I say numbers just abstain from judging which direction all your rivers choose to drain. The smoke is not the error in the system, it's the proof that human calculation always needs a little roof of ambiguity to shelter under when the math gets raw. Smoke arithmetic is how you know where you come from. Still counting, still computing, still clear. Smoke arithmetic, always here. The math of who you are and who you'll be. Smoke arithmetic, setting you free. Things that make no sense together somehow always rhyme. Tangerine logic, how I make it through the time. Nothing in my morning routine follows any rule. Tangerine for breakfast, coffee cold, the cereal, a relic from old school. But the ritual is mine, assembled over years of trial. Every illogical component adding to the mind. Of distance from the person I was supposed to perform. Every morning is a deviation from the norm that I inherited and tried on for a while before. I returned it to the shelf and opened up a different door, where the logic isn't linear, where the sweet comes with the rhyme, where you eat the contradiction and you take what you can find. That's tangerine logic, the kind that comes from living through the moments that don't fit the frame, the things you can't undo. Things that make no sense together somehow always rhyme. Tangerine logic, how I make it through the time. Tangerine logic, sweet and sharp together in your hand. Some things only make sense when you finally understand that the flavor of the contradictory is real. Tangerine logic, how I know what I feel. Peel back the layers and the oil hits the air. Tangerine logic, it's the only thing that's fair. When nothing adds up and the columns never close. Tangerine logic is the language that I chose. I've sat in rooms with people who had everything arranged, the perfectly consistent life, the perfectly contained arguments that follow from their premises like clocks. Everything inside the lines, everything inside the box. And I admired it the way you admire a clean machine, while knowing that the mechanism wasn't built for me. I'm more the kind of person who discovers what I think by saying it out loud and watching where it starts to sing, or flow to catch a drift sideways into something new. Tangerine logic is the thing I run my whole life through. You can't predict it and you can't reverse engineer the taste, but when it hits you right, there's nothing that can take its place. Tangerine logic, sweet and sharp together in your hand. Some things only make sense of the contradictory is real.
Tangerine logic.
Oh, how I know what I feel.
Peel back the layers and the oil hits the air. Tangerine logic.
It's the only thing that's fair. When nothing adds up and the columns never close.
Tangerine logic
is the language that I chose. My mother had her version too, she called it something else. The practical impossibility of keeping to yourself what you know the way you know it, the particular you own. The tangerine logic that you carry all alone. Until you find someone who speaks it, someone tune the same, and suddenly the logic doesn't seem so strange. It's just a way too complicated, people find a common ground in the tangerine logic of the most important sound. So I don't apologize for the way the pieces fit. The sweet against the bitter and the round against the pit. Against the juice and all the segments and the smell. Against the whole impractical beautiful spell of existing in the middle of a contradiction you love. The tangerine logic of the push and the shove. Between who you were supposed to be and who you are. Between the near at hand and everything that's far. It all makes sense in tangerine. It all resolves in sweet. In the sharp, bright logic that I carry in the heat of every complicated day I've ever known. Tangerine logic, the language of my
tangerine logic. Sweet and sharp together in your hand.
Some things only make sense.
Some things only make sense when you finally understand
that the flavor of the contradictory is real.
Tangerine logic,
how I know what I feel.
Peel back the layers and the oil hits the air. Tangerine logic,
it's the only thing that's fair. When nothing adds up and the columns never close.
Tangerine logic
is the language that I chose.
Sweet and sharp and real.
Tangerine logic, how I feel.
Peel it back and let it breathe.
Tangerine logic, all I need. Nothing in my morning routine follows any rule. Tangerine for breakfast, coffee cold. The cereal a relic from old school. But the ritual is mine, assembled over years of trial. Every illogical component adding to the mile of distance from the person I was supposed to perform. Every morning is a deviation from the norm that I inherited and tried on for a while before I returned it to the shelf and opened up a different door, where the logic isn't linear, where the sweet comes with the rind, where you eat the contradiction and you take what you can find. That's tangerine logic, the kind that comes from living through the moments that don't fit the frame, the things you can't undo. Things that make no sense together somehow always rhyme. Tangerine logic, how I make it through the time. Tangerine logic, sweet and sharp together in your head. Some things only make sense when you finally understand that the flavor of the contradictory is real. Tangerine logic, how I know what I feel. Peel back the layers and the oil hits the air. Tangerine logic, it's the only thing that's fair. When nothing adds up and the columns never close. Tangerine logic is the language that I chose. I've sat in rooms with people who had everything arranged. A perfectly consistent life, but perfectly contained. Arguments that followed from their... Everything reflects everything here.
running clear. Glass Boulevard, where the city sees itself. Every surface mirrors someone else. Oh. Headlights in the puddles, neon in the chrome. Glass Boulevard, how the lost find home. Walking down a mirror, looking up to find another version of the same confused mind. Glass Boulevard, beautiful and cold. Everything is visible, everything is bold.
After rain, the whole street turned to silver plate. Every storefront window becomes something great. Something worth stopping for a moment just to stand and see yourself inside the city. Understand that you are also part of the reflection here. Not just watching it, but in it being clear. To everyone who passes in the glass, a moving part of everything that lasts. I walk this boulevard in every kind of weather. Watch the glass reflect us all together. Suits and sneakers, dresses and attired overnight, all inside the glass, beneath the amber light.
Same boulevard, same city, same transparent wall. Glass Boulevard contains it all. Glass Boulevard, where the city sees itself. Every surface mirrors someone else. Headlights in the puddles, neon in the chrome. Neon in the chrome. Glass Boulevard, how the lost find home. Walking down the mirror, looking up to find another version of the same confused mind. Glass Boulevard, beautiful and cold. Everything is visible, everything is bold.
There's something honest about the way glass doesn't lie. Shows you what is actually there against the sky. Not the curated version, not the edited down. Just the full, unfiltered picture of the town I used to walk past without stopping. Used to keep the pace of someone who didn't have time to see their face in the commerce of the city, in the window of a bank, in the polished metal of the bus stop rank. But Glass Boulevard kept offering its flat refusal to pretend I wasn't there. Its gentle refusal to let me be invisible in the city of the scene. Glass Boulevard, the realest place I've ever been. Something clarifies at night when the traffic thins, and the boulevard becomes a strip of glass that begins to show you the whole city in a single sweep. The towers and the corner stores, the promises we keep, the promises we break, and everything between. The Glass Boulevard at midnight is the clearest thing. More honest than the headline, more honest than it seems. My friend said once that cities are just mirrors that got loud. Got enormous and expensive and impossibly proud. But underneath the noise and underneath the scale, they're just reflections of the human detail of needing to be seen and needing something back. A sign that says you're here, a surface that can track. You're moving through the story of the place you chose to be. Glass Boulevard, that's you and that is me.
Walking in the glass,
together in the wet, building something from the reflection we get from everything we see when we look up and in.
Glass Boulevard, where the story can begin. Glass Boulevard, where the city sees itself.
Oh, every surface mirrors someone else.
Headlights in the puddles, neon in the chrome. Neon in the chrome. Glass Boulevard,
how the lost find home.
down the mirror, looking up to find
another version
of the same confused mind. Oh, Glass Boulevard, beautiful and cold.
Everything is visible,
everything is bold.
Still walking, still reflecting,
still real. Glass Boulevard, how the city feels.
See yourself and keep on moving through.
Glass Boulevard is
is waiting for you.
Half a miracle,
It's still a miracle to me.
have to wait to somewhere.
It's still somewhere you can be.
Half a miracle,
In the pocket of a year.
half a miracle.
It's still enough to get you here.
Sonia knows the feeling of the almost in the near,
Of the dream that kept on shifting.
and the path that wasn't clear. Half a miracle, she carried it along. Oh, half a miracle,
Became the whole song. Yeah. Started out with nothing but a notebook and a knee. A couple of connections and a complicated creed. About believing even when the evidence runs thin. About finding reasons when the reasons wear it thin. Sonia sang in church halls, sang in parking lots, sang for people who were grateful and for those who were not. Kept the voice in shape, kept the spirit up, even on the mornings when the well felt hard and shut. I was on my own trajectory, my own uncertain road. Both of us just carrying an unfamiliar load. But the load gets lighter when you share it with someone who understands the halfway place, the unfinished song.
half a miracle is where we both began.
Two incomplete equations meeting somewhere in the plane.
Half a miracle, it's still a miracle to me.
Have to wait to somewhere, still somewhere.
Miracle in the pocket of the year. Oh, half a miracle, it's still enough to get you here.
Sonia knows the feeling of the almost in the near.
Of the dream that kept on shifting in the path that wasn't clear. Half a miracle, she carried it along. Half a miracle,
Became the whole song. Yeah. People always want the full arrival, they want complete. They want the finished version with the triumph in the feet. But most of living is the partial and the in-between. Most of beauty is the unseen and the half unseen. Sonia taught me this by being real about the gap between the life she had in mind and what came on the map. She said I didn't plan for half, but half is what arrived. And half was more than nothing, and on half I have survived. Grown and loved and built and lost and built again.
half a miracle compounding into 10.
Into 20, into everything we didn't see. Half a miracle became a whole reality.
Half a miracle, it's still a miracle to me.
Have to wait to somewhere, still somewhere.
Half a miracle in the pocket of a year.
Half a miracle is still enough to get you here.
Half a miracle, Sonia knows the feeling of the almost and the near. Of the dream that kept on shifting in the path that wasn't clear.
Now we look at what we built from where we used to stand, and none of it was planned, and all of it was planned in the way that living plans itself around the choice to keep on adding something to the world, to keep your voice in the conversation. Even when you're tired, to stay a little longer when you could have just retired from the effort. Sonia hums the melody at night. Half a miracle, she said, and now the whole thing feels right. Half was just a start of something neither of us knew. Half a miracle times two became completely new.
Half a miracle is how it starts.
Two halves making whole from separate hearts.
Half a song, half a year, half a chance.
Half a miracle is how we found our dance.
Don't wait for the full thing to arrive.
Half a miracle is enough to be alive.
Sonia and I, we found our way.
From half a miracle to every day.
Half a miracle still shining bright. Half a miracle is more than right.
Sonia singing through the morning haze.
Half a miracle, our whole always. Half a miracle,
A whole always.
There's a harmony. There's a hum in every system running just below the floor. Got the working frequency, the one you barely listen for. The idle voltage underneath the life you're running now. The potential that you haven't tapped, the unactivated valve. We can feel it on the days when nothing much is happening. When the regular machinery of living keeps on battering along its ordinary groove, and somewhere in the chest there's a reading that's above the threshold of the rest of what the day requires of me. A little charge in excess, like a battery that's full and looking for the next address. The idle voltage waiting at the terminals, ready to connect to something bright when something calls. Idle voltage running underneath the skin, the power that you carry that hasn't started yet to spin into something real, into something whole. Idle voltage, that's the power of the soul. Every quiet afternoon, every empty space, idle voltage charging up for the moment face to face with the thing you were supposed to build, supposed to make. Idle voltage, everything is still away. People mistake stillness for an absence of intent. Think because you're quiet that the current must have spent itself on nothing. Think the silence is the sign that something's wrong or winding down along the line. But idle voltage isn't empty, it's just patient. It's the charge state before the circuit gets adjacent to the thing that needs the power to begin. The project or the person or the version of you in the future you've been quietly accumulating toward. Idle voltage is the thing you can't afford to waste on noise, to waste on proving that you're there. Idle voltage, save it for the work that needs the care. Idle voltage running underneath the skin, the power that you carry that hasn't started yet to spin. Yeah. Into something real, into something whole. Idle voltage, that's the power of the soul. Yeah, yeah, every quiet afternoon, every empty space, idle voltage, charging up for the moment face to face with the thing you were supposed to build, supposed to make. Idle voltage, every day is still away. The city never stops, but bodies need to rest. The mind needs silent input, time to process and digest all the voltage that is gathered from the living of the days. The idle state is not a waste, it's just a different phase of the same continuous current that was always running through. The idle voltage is the most productive part of you. When you learn to let it rest, you learn to let it build into something far beyond what busy hours feel. So I've learned to sit with it, the hum below the surface. Learn to trust the quiet time, the idle space has purpose. Every conversation I was storing for the later. Every image, every feeling, a delay creator of the work that needed distance, needed time to set. Like a photograph developing in chemicals, and yet I didn't push, I didn't force, I let the voltage find its own configuration in the quiet of my mind. Now I feel it ready, now I feel the switching gate. Idle voltage, stepping up to claim the stage. Everything I held in waiting, everything I kept. The idle voltage of the years I haven't spent. Idle voltage, running underneath the skin, the power that you carry that hasn't started yet to spin into something real, into something whole. Idle voltage, that's the power of the soul. Every quiet afternoon, every empty space, idle voltage charging up for the moment face to face with the thing you were supposed to build, supposed to make. Idle voltage, everything is still away, still charging, still holding, still real. Idle voltage, how you feel, let it build, let it rest, let it go. Idle voltage, ready to go. Patient flame, yeah. The patient flame doesn't burn, it glows. Takes its time with everything it knows. Never rushes, never rages, never blinds. kind.
Burns through winter, burns through doubt and rain.
The patient flame keeps burning through the pain.
Slow and steady, with the truest light.
The patient flame outlast the night.
I used to think that urgency was virtue, that the faster that you move, the more it meant to you. That ambition needed fire and fire needed speed. That the patient kind of burning wasn't enough to feed the hunger that I carried like a starter kit. Everything was temporary, nothing seemed to fit. Until a mentor sat me down, said, listen to me now. Said the ones who make it last, learn the patient how. Not the sprint, but the sustained, the controlled and clear. The flame that gives the room its warmth the whole year. Not the flare that lights the ceiling and then dies alone. The patient flame that turns the wood to ember in the bone of something permanent. I never understood until I watched the slow ones build and saw the good.
Patient flame doesn't burn, it glows. Takes its time with everything it knows. Never rushes, never rages, never blind. The patient flame is one of a kind.
Burns through winter,
burns through doubt and rain.
the patient flame
Keeps burning through the pain.
slow and steady.
With the truest light. Outlast
Watched my
the
father
night.
work the same craft for 40 years. Watched him stand and fit and seal, and never showed a fear that I would've shown on weak. Wanted a job, never let impatience make the work arrive. A quality he said the piece deserves your whole attention. Every jointed conversation, not a hurried mention of what you were trying to say in wooden time. The patient flame he brought to everything was mine to inherit if I could slow myself enough to see what took him 4 decades to give to me. Not the skill exactly, but the quality of presence. The patient flame burning through the lessons.
The patient flame doesn't burn, it glows. Takes its time with everything it knows. Never rushes, never rages, never blinds. The patient flame is one of a kind.
Burns through winter,
Burns through doubt and rain.
the patient flame
Keeps burning through the pain.
slow and steady.
With the truest light. Outlast.
So now I try to bring that patience to the craft, to let the work develop on its own behalf. Not to force the end and not to rush the middle part. To give the patient flame the oxygen and start of every project with the long view in my mind. The version 10 years out, the slow refined expression of the thing I'm reaching for today. The patient flame will take me there if I don't get in the way. I feel it sometimes in the late hours when the city quiets, when the urgency of daytime finally right down to nothing, and I'm left alone with just the work and the patient flame inside me doing what it does best in the dark.
Patient flame, you taught me how to stay when everything inside me wanted to walk away. You showed me how to tend without control, how to feed the fire without burning the hole. Patient flame,
The most important thing, more important than the burning, more important than the sting of
temporary triumph, temporary speed. The patient flame is everything I need.
still burning.
Still glowing, still true.
The patient flame inside of you.
Tend it slow and let it find its way. The patient flame will last beyond today. Everything beautiful. I know there's something worn about the edges, something left by weather or by time. Rust pastoral, the beauty in the broken down. Rust pastoral, the loveliest part of town, where the paint is peeling and the fence is lean. Rust pastoral, the most alive I've ever been. Orange on the iron, green on the old wood. Rust pastoral makes everything look good. The colors of a thing that's been outside. Rust pastoral,
There's a field on the edge where the suburb ends, where somebody started something and the effort bends back into the earth the way intentions do, when life moves on and leaves the plan in view. For others who pass by and see the skeleton of what was gonna be before the weather began, to add its commentary to the structure left, a pastoral of rust, the kind of theft that makes the thing more beautiful than finished wood, more honest than the version that came out as planned or could. I stop there sometimes on the way home, driving slow, wanting to understand what the rust seemed to know about patience, about time, about the letting go of how you thought the thing was gonna go. Rust pastoral, the beauty in the broken down. Rust pastoral, the loveliest part of town, where the paint is peeling and the fence is lean. Rust pastoral, the most alive I've ever been. Orange on the iron, green on the old wood. Rust pastoral, rust pastoral makes everything look good. The colors of a thing that's been outside. Rust pastoral, nothing left to hide. My grandmother's garden had that quality of something tended but not controlled completely. Roses on a rusted arch beside the gate, beauty and decay, negotiating their state. She never pulled the old things out, just let them stand alongside the new growth, the unplanned grand composition of a life in slow revision. No aesthetic theory, just the natural decision of a woman who has seen enough of things to know that rust brings color that decay brings. A different kind of beauty, not inspired of what it's been, but because of the light that only reaches things that have been worn by weather and by years and by the morning storm. Yeah, rust pastoral, I learned your lesson late. The best things carry evidence of weight, of being in the world, of being used. The beauty of the chosen and the bruised, not the pristine, not the fresh from store, but everything that's been loved a little more than the manual says you should. Rust pastoral is how I understood. Now I look at my own life and see the rust, the places where the polish turned to trust, and something more resilient than the shine, the pastoral of everything that's mine. The decisions that I thought were wrong, that turn into the reason for a song. The relationships that weathered and stayed whole, the rust that is the record of my soul. Out in every kind of weather, every season here, the pastoral is clearest when you're standing near the things you've been outside are long enough to see. The rust is not the damage, it's the poetry. Ooh, rust pastoral, the beauty in the broken down, broken down. Rust pastoral, the loveliest part of town, where the paint is peeling and the fence is lean. Rust pastoral, the most alive I've ever been. Orange on the iron, green on the old wood. Rust pastoral, rust pastoral makes everything look good. The colors of a thing that's been outside. Rust pastoral, nothing left to hide. Rust and all still standing, still proud. Rust pastoral singing clear and loud. Where the weather years with grace. Rust pastoral, the most beautiful place. Hey. its own.
Slow mercury,
finding where to go. She moved through every room like something that can't be contained. Like slow mercury, finding this level after the rain. Has shifted everything and left the floor uneven and new. Jade said she learned to move that way when nothing stayed true. When the ground kept changing underneath her careful feet, she stopped trying to walk straight and learned to meet the floor wherever it decided to arrive. Slow mercury is how she learned to stay alive. In the rooms that didn't want her, in the spaces tight with doubt.
slow mercury,
Just finding its own way out. Heavy with the knowing, light with the becoming. Jade and I both learning when to keep on coming.
heavy and bright and moving on its own. Slow mercury, finding where to go. Slow mercury, we take the longer road. Slow mercury, we carry what we're owed.
Not the weight of other people's plans,
Slow mercury,
just moving through our
hands.
Jade is singing softly in the key of her own making. Beautiful and heavy, beautiful and breaking into something new like Mercury does.
Slow mercury, because
I've been slow Mercury my whole life without knowing. Never could hold still, never could stop flowing. In the shapes the situation has to meet, different every time and still completely free. Of the original, the template, the design.
slow mercury,
Making everything mine by moving through it, by adapting to the space. Not a failure of direction, just a different kind of grace. Jade understands the language, she was born to it. The heavy, bright intelligence of Mercury's orbit around whatever center is available today.
slow mercury,
The only honest way.
slow mercury, we take the longer road.
Slow Mercury,
Mercury, we carry what we're owed.
not the weight of other people's plans.
Slow mercury,
Yeah.
moving through our hands.
Jade is singing softly in the key of her own making. Beautiful and heavy, beautiful and breaking into something new like Mercury does.
Slow mercury, because
Mercury doesn't rush, Mercury doesn't stop. Mercury finds every crack from bottom to the top of whatever vessel tries to hold it still. Mercury has its own gravity, its own will. Jade says the same when music says it finds a space.
says you don't compose it, you just give it play.
Slow Mercury, I finally understand the heavy, bright design inside the plan. Now we sit together at the edge of what we know. Two people made of Mercury, watching as it flows into the future. Neither of us fully understands. Jade hums the melody, she holds it in her hands like Mercury in a thermometer, measuring the heat of
Everything around us,
everything completed and completed once. The reading always shifting, the slow Mercury inside us always lifting to the temperature of where we actually are. Not where we plan to be, not near, not far. Just here inside the moment where the Mercury says true. Slow Mercury is me, and slow Mercury is you.
slow mercury, we take the longer road. Slow mercury, we carry what we're owed.
Not the weight of other people's plans,
Slow mercury,
just
moving through our hands.
Jade is singing softly in the key of her own making. Beautiful and heavy, beautiful and breaking into something new like Mercury does.
Slow mercury, because slow and bright and free.
Slow Mercury,
is you and me.
heavy with the knowing, light with the way.
Slow mercury,
Every day.
Reverie. Salt Lake Reverie. I dreamed it wide and flat, a mirror of the sky, and everything exact. The kind of stillness that gets inside your ears. Salt Lake Reverie. The sound of clearing years. Yeah, drove out past the basin where the white meets blue. Salt Lake Reverie. It reminded me of you. Not the person but the version in the space. Salt Lake Reverie. Oh, wide and open place. Yeah. Somewhere between Nevada and the promise of the coast. We stop beside the highway where the landscape needs the most of your attention, just to hold it in your head. The white salt flats extending out like something said by someone trying to describe a feeling past the word. The flattest place I've ever seen, the quietest thing I've heard, because the silence over salt has its own specific weight. Something between absence and the meditative state. I turned the engine off and felt the heat in the steel, and something in my chest went quiet like a window with no seal. To stop the air from moving, let the whole thing just flow. Salt Lake Reverie is how I learned to go. Salt Lake Reverie. I dreamed it wide and flat, a mirror of the sky, mirror of the sky, and everything exact. The kind of stillness that gets inside your ears. Salt Lake Reverie. The sound of clearing years. Yeah, drove out past the basin where the white meets blue. Salt Lake Reverie. It reminded me of you. Yeah, not the person but the version in the space. Salt Lake Reverie. Oh, wide and open place. Yeah. Been a city person my whole life until that afternoon, when the scale of the landscape broke me like a useful tune. Too big to hold inside my usual frame. Too quiet and too ancient and too free to name. With the vocabulary I've been working with, Salt Lake Reverie became a kind of myth that I carry now as reference point for scale. Whenever my ambitions start to feel too small or pale, it's the ordinary, I go back there in my mind, to the white and to the blue and to the flat and fine. The proportional reality that living in the city tends to edit out the vast, to steal the gritty geological patience of a thing that won't be moved. Salt Lake Reverie. The reference I've approved. Salt Lake Reverie. I dreamed it wide and flat, a mirror of the sky, and everything exact. The kind of stillness that gets inside your ears. Salt Lake Reverie. The sound of clearing years. Drove out past the base of where the white meets blue. Salt Lake Reverie. It reminded me of you. Not the person but the version in the space. Salt Lake Reverie. Oh, wide and open place. Yeah. Now I bring that energy into the studio nights, into the booth, into the mixing, and the lights, and the instruments, and the decisions, and the take, the patience of the salt flat, and the choices that I make. Don't rush the thing, don't force the thing, don't need it done today. Salt Lake Reverie, teaching me to stay with the uncomfortable space between the start and where it goes. The flat white territory, only the patient knows. The music that I make from this expansive borrowed calm sounds different, sounds like distance, sounds like something on your palm that you can barely feel, but know it's there. Salt Lake Reverie. The sound of open air. Reverie isn't dreaming when it's this specific. Reverie is what you call the geographically terrific moment when a landscape teaches you your size. When the sky comes down to meet the earth right before your eyes, and you understand that everything you think is big, it's just a footnote in the geological gig. Salt Lake Reverie, the humbling kind of free that makes you wanna make something worthy to be seen. Wide and flat and true. Salt Lake Reverie for you. White on blue. Salt Lake Reverie. There's a way of getting through the heavy days that isn't feeling it, but isn't looking away. A kind of numbness that's protective and precise, that lets you do the math without paying the price of the emotion at full volume in the moment. I've been working with this kind of component for a long time, not to now, just to dial. Turn down low enough to get through the mile of the difficult without shutting down complete. Just enough distance to keep moving on the beat. Numb algebra, calculating through the feeling, finding the equation that keeps dealing with the everyday without collapsing in. Numb algebra, the arithmetic of things. Numb algebra, I solve for what I need. Numb algebra, I plant the quieter seed. I'm moving through the hard part without falling out. Numb algebra, what numbness is about. Not the absence of the feeling, just a pause. Numb algebra, respecting all the laws of being human and continuing to move. Numb algebra, finding the groove. People say you have to feel it all the way through, and I believe them when the timing is on cue. When the space and the capacity align, when the grief or the joy arrives at the right time. But most days come at you sideways in the middle of a meeting or a driver through a riddle, of competing obligations pressing in, and a feeling has to wait until the discipline of the daily finally releases the soul, and you can sit with what the day delivered cold. Numb algebra, a way of keeping pace until you find a safe and quiet place to unnumb, to uncalculate, to feel. Numb algebra, making space for real. Numb algebra, I solve for what I need. Numb algebra, I plant the quieter seed. I'm moving through the hard part without falling out. Numb algebra, what numbness is about. Not the absence of the feeling, just a pause. Numb algebra, respecting all the laws of being human and continuing to move. Numb algebra, finding the groove. You can't live there permanently, you can't make it home. The algebra eventually needs feeling to become something more than calculation, more than working through. Eventually the numb needs to dissolve into the true full temperature of what is actually happening to you. But the algebra bought time, the algebra held space. The algebra got you from the hard part to the grace of the evening and the quiet and the finally okay. Numb algebra, just a way. Now I recognize it when it comes to slight withdrawal of sensation when the load isn't light. It's not a character defect, it's a coping mechanism. It's the reasonable response to the too much rhythm of a life that doesn't pause for your processing. I let it run its math, I let it keep assessing the variables until the calculation done returns a manageable answer under the sun. Then I step out from behind it, then I let the light back into where the feelings have been waiting overnight for the algebra to finish, for the equation to clear. Numb algebra, how I manage what I'm doing here. Numb algebra, I solve for what I need. Numb algebra, I plant the quieter seed. I'm moving through the hard part without falling out. Numb algebra, what numbness is about. Not the absence of the feeling, just the pause. Numb algebra, respecting all the laws of being human and continuing to move. Numb algebra, finding the groove. Solve for what you need. Numb algebra, the quieter creed. Let it do its work and then let go. Numb algebra, how you grow. Yeah.
Quiet nights, city lights, smell the gasoline in the air tonight.
Quiet gasoline,
Burning slow, headlights cutting through the indigo. Roll the window down, let the night air breathe. Something about this city got a hold on me.
quiet gasoline,
Steady glow, west side rhythm riding undertow. Feel the bass line hum beneath the concrete street.
quiet gasoline,
Quiet and deep. Pulling out the drive around 9:15. Got the synth on the stereo, keeping perfect time. Cruising through the avenues where the palm trees sway. Neon signs reflecting off the boulevard haze. My mind running quiet like a highway at dawn. Thinking about the years and everything that's come and gone. Past the liquor store where we used to hang tight. Past the old park bench where we lost track of night. Mama said the city got a pull like the sea. Said you either ride the current or you let it ride free. I chose to navigate these corners my way. Map the whole terrain from the night to the day. Synthetic strings vibrating through the leather seat. West Coast frequency is my heartbeat. Never had to shout, let the silence amplify. The quiet ones always got the deepest inside. Burning slow, headlights cutting through the indigo. Roll the window down, let the night air breathe. Something about this city got a hold on me.
quiet gasoline,
Steady glow, west side rhythm riding undertow. Feel the bass line hum beneath the concrete street.
quiet gasoline, quiet.
Lake view to the hillside, got the whole map down. Know every shortcut in the sun-bleached town. Used to race through life like I had something to prove. Now I ride deliberate with a different groove. There's a wisdom in the slow lane that the fast lane misses. Caught up in the urgency, they forfeiting riches. Not the kind you fold and stack inside a safe. The kind that lives in moments only present can't taste. Smell of jasmine from the neighbor's yard floating through. Mixed with motor oil in the evening dew. This combination right here can't replicate it. Tried to find it somewhere else but couldn't quite place it. Home is more than an address on a piece of mail. It's the specific frequency, the texture and smell. The way the evening settles on the telephone wire. The way the sunset sets the skyline on fire. And I don't need much, just the road in the night, just the quiet and emotion. City lights, the bass guitar low, stars fading in. This is where I breathe, this is where I begin. Gasoline and memory, rolling side by side. This is what it means to truly be alive. Burning slow, headlights cutting through the indigo. Roll the window down, let the night air breathe. Something about this city got a hold on me. Quiet gasoline, steady glow, west side rhythm riding undertow. Feel the bass line hum beneath the concrete street.
quiet gasoline,
3 a.m. on the overpass, city breathing low. Every building lit a different shade of amber glow. Radio scanner picking up the frequency. Voices in the static, finding harmony. Used to wonder what was waiting on the other side of every block I turn, every bridge I try. Now I understand the journey is the whole equation, not some destination at the final station. Grandma used to say, ride smooth and stay true. Everything you need is already inside you. Didn't quite believe it when I was 17, but age puts things in focus, sharpens up the scene. Now I'm in my element, rolling through the night, west coast in my veins. Everything is right, the gasoline is quiet and the engine hums along. And somewhere in the silence I've been writing every song, yeah.
quiet gasoline,
West side all night,
burning steady, burning clean.
in the city light,
Quiet, quiet,
slow road night air, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Orbital. Let me take you somewhere. Orbital funk, spinning through the night. Bass frequency, locked on a satellite. Round and round the city in a slow rotation. West Coast on my mind, cosmic elevation. Orbital funk, gravity and soul. Every revolution makes the story whole. Locked into the rhythm of the universe. Sun rising, stars fading, same in different verse. Yeah, woke up with the P-funk in my chest cavity. Gravity of the groove got a hold of me rapidly. Map the solar system by the sound of the kick drum. West Coast is the center, every beat echoes from. Saturn rings could not compare to the synth line. Jupiter's mass couldn't hold back the bass line. Space is just a metaphor for where the music goes. When the volume hits the peak and the frequency flows, rolling through the nebula of East and Western Ave. Every corner in the city got a story worth a laugh, or a tear, or a lesson learned beneath the summer heat. This galaxy we built block by block and street by street. Never launched a rocket, but I've traveled through the grid. Found dimensions in the music that I didn't know existed. Orbital rotation, keeping perfect time. West Coast on the outside, but the cosmos in my mind. Orbital funk, spinning through the night. Bass frequency, locked on the satellite. Round and round the city in a slow rotation. West Coast on my mind, cosmic elevation. Orbital funk, gravity and soul. Every revolution makes the story whole. Locked into the rhythm of the universe. Sun rising, stars fading, same in different verse. 20 tracks and counting, still the hunger don't diminish. Every time I think I'm close, I find a new beginning. Music is an orbit, never truly lands. Just keep circling around through different hearts and hands. Met a woman at the record shop on 53rd. She said music is the only language ever really heard. Across the divides of culture, class, and generation. Doesn't need a passport for a circulation. Bought the last copy of a Zap record from the shelf. She bought Roger Troutman just for herself. We talked for 20 minutes in the parking lot. Realized the orbit brought us both right to that spot. That's the gravity of music, pulls the like-minded in. Across the static and the noise and the discipline. Orbital connection to receivers tuned alike. West Coast frequency transmitted overnight. Spin around and find your axis. Settle into what relaxes. The revolution never stops. The music never drops. Orbital, 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 circling back to soul. What was lost comes around again and makes you whole. Bass note, long tone, reverb in the room. Orbital funk pulling you closer to the moon. Orbital funk spinning through the night. Bass frequency locked on the satellite. Round and round the city in a slow rotation. West Coast on my mind, cosmic elevation. Orbital funk, gravity and soul. Every revolution makes the story whole. Locked into the rhythm of the universe. Sun rising, stars fading. Final orbit of the album, 20 laps complete. Every song a different angle on the same heartbeat. West Coast G-Funk legacy encoded in the bass. Time signature holding everything in its rightful place. Started this with copper residue and neon doctrine. Moved through velvet static in the borrowed latitude. Ghost frequency and smoke, arithmetic dancing. Glass boulevard and idle voltage, romancing. Half a miracle. Quiet, patient flame. Rush pastoral and slow mercury played the same. Salt Lake, reverie and Numb, algebra and line. Thin city in the quiet, gasoline refined. 20 titles, 20 windows to the same city. 20 angles on a life that's more complex than pretty. Orbital funk completes the cycle, closes the refrain. And when the album ends, the orbit starts again. Orbital, 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 yeah. Orbital funk, West Coast spinning. Bass rotating slow. Round and round, year after year. Orbital, the funk don't stop. The orbit don't clear. Yeah. Orbital funk, one more time around. Orbital funk, let it down easy now. Yeah. Then city in the morning, amber haze on the grid. Every block got a story about the things that we did. Remy on the passenger side, window crack to the breeze. Palm shadows on the asphalt, moving gentle and free. We came up on the same block, same summer, same age. Watched the neighborhood shift through a couple different stages. Some moved on, some stayed put, some got lost in between. Remy said the city's like a sentence with no scene. Never starts and never ends, just loops around itself. Found your whole biography sitting on a shelf. In the corner store, in the bus stop, in the park.
In the way the freeway sounds at midnight in the dark.
Then city got the widest sky I've ever seen. Laid out flat and honest, nothing hiding in between.
Keep it moving, but you carry all of this with you.
Then city made us whole before we ever knew.
Then city, wide open sky.
Remy said you either live it or you wonder why.
Then city, the long way home.
Even when you're surrounded, you don't feel alone.
We came from the same thin city soil.
Born into the baseline in the midnight oil.
Thin city, stretched across the years.
Every memory a melody to reappear. Remy got a voice like a velvet synthesizer, smooth and low and resonant, couldn't be much wiser. Learn to harmonize the hard things in the songs, turn the contradictions into where you belong. Play the groove, she rides the melody above. City noise becomes the language that we're made of. Corner where we used to catch the number 7 bus, still smells like exhaust and orange peel and trust. We were 17 with nowhere particular to the beat, just riding out the summer on a pocket full of free. Now we circle back through different cars and different times, same streets underneath the same old pantomime. But shelters advertising dreams we couldn't buy, hydrants painted different colors underneath the sky.
Then city taught us patience in the waiting game. Every time we left, we always came back just the same. City, wide open sky.
Remy said you either live it or you wonder why.
Then city, the long way home.
Even when you're surrounded, you don't feel alone.
We came from the same thin city soil.
Born into the baseline in the midnight oil.
Thin city, stretched across the years.
Every memory a melody that reappears.
This city holds me like a frequency,
like a bass note you can't unhear.
Got us right here.
I wouldn't trade a block,
wouldn't trade the years.
all the laughter and the tears.
The rooftop nights, the corner store light.
Everything we are started in this thin city, right? Roll through Avalon where Remy's grandmother lives. Still got the wind chimes in the porch where she gives lemonade to anyone who stops at the gate. She says the neighborhood is shifting, but the love stays straight. Ran into old faces at the swap meet on Sunday. Someone's cousin DJing tracks from a Monday. Everything compresses into one long afternoon. Every season layered underneath the same moon.
Thin city,
got 100,000 stories compressed in the space between two exits heading west. Remy harmonizing with the AM radio, windows all the way down, letting all of it flow. This is what it means to come from somewhere real, somewhere that assigns a name to everything you feel. Thin city, living in a registering tone. No matter where we travel, this is always home.